Well, guys, I've been digging in Lockbuster's box of Bulgarian Bliss. He sent a box of locks a while back. I don't know if Mauer is actually a Bulgarian lock or not, but I do know they're pretty good locks. I hope you can see through the keyway there. The left side is empty, so that's where we're going to tension from. The warding on that doesn't really bother us. The warding that will get in our way is on the right side, and you notice it's kind of protecting the pin. This is a 6-pin half cylinder. And I'm going to pick from the top right corner so I can get a good angle. I'm going to use the smallest pick I have to kind of work my way down inside of that groove if we got any deep cut pins. Lockbuster did not give me a key for this, but to make up for that, I will pick it right side up for you European and UK guys who always complain when I pick it my right side up. But do what you got to do, right? All right, there we go. Besides, when we got it like this, we can actually still make out the logo, which is kind of cool. When you pick one of these, the Mauers almost always have security pins, as do almost all Euro cylinders. Not all, but most of them. I want to fit a tensioner inside of there as tight as I can possibly get it. Because with security pins, you really want to control the core in both directions. There we go, that'll fit. I'm going to shove this in there with my thumb, and that is the perfect fit. That thing is not going to fall out, and if I need to release tension to pop a spool or mushroom or something, I can do it with a little bit of control. I don't drop everything. All right, I'm going to try. I'm already zoomed in, but this is the smallest flag from the Sauber pick kit, and I'm going to index it on the top right corner of the keyway. And that way I can kind of work my way down in between those pieces of warding and get at those pins. I'm going to tension from the bottom so my fat finger's kind of out of your way. Give you a little bit better view. And go clockwise. I'm going to apply moderate tension. So place it in the top right corner. Put your flag flush against the top and then just push back until you hit a speed bump. And it happens to be pin 1, feels like. So let's pick him first. Release a little bit of tension. Get your pick above the pin perfectly. And I just got a click there. I'm not sure if it's the final click or not. Once you got him, again, re-index your pick, flash against the top, and slide it to the back until you hit the next speed bump. That feels like pin 3. Again, do the same thing. Oops. I got a click, and I'm going to quit there. And nothing in the rear. All right, I'm pulling it out. I'm up against pin 2. I'm going to pick him from the rear. Maybe. There we go. I got a click. Back and forth. All right, I'm against pin 6. Position my pick above him. And all right, perfect. Now your tendency now, let me move this up a little bit. Your tendency now is to pull that pick out. But if with this deep of a fault set, you probably have a spool in there is my guess, or a mushroom. And if you pull it out, you're going to blow it. So just attack the pin that's blocking you from the back. You're still hitting the speed bump, but you're hitting them on the way out instead of on the way in. Work your pick above him. Feels like pin 5. And we still got our fault set. And again, very deep fault set. There's got to be another spool or mushroom, and it feels like pin 3. Same thing. Pull up, attack him from the rear. Don't try to yank your pick out, or you're going to blow it. And there we go. Wow, these are deep spools. All right, let's go ahead. Let me zoom out. And let's pick this thing. Let's gut it. See what we got in here. That tension wrench is really stuck in there. I do not have a key, so I can't close it. There we go. All right, I have a tool. Yes, I do. Let me get everything out of the way here and get organized. Get him out of the way. Get a tray in here. Angle this down. And let's see if I can position this right. There we go. Come on, baby. Perfect. All right, the pins are perfectly on the top, which is unfortunately where that groove is. And if I pull it out like that, the pins are going to shoot down in that groove. So I'm going to turn him about like that. Okay, the pins are going to be on the top, so that's perfect. Medium follower. Make sure it doesn't line up with that hole there. There's all kinds of little booby traps in here. And let's see if that will get it. Wow, that's tight. That is really tight. Something's mashed in there. Okay, we have some pins on the bottom, but these are not active pins. These are passive pins for key control. I didn't even see them, and they did not enter into the picking formula. The only ones we worry about are the 6 right there. All right, let's go and pop these dudes out. All these are standard so far. Well, not quite. Now that I'm looking a little closer, not through the camera lens, which is how I usually screw up, these are actually counter-milled. If you look down inside of there, come on, focus. That might just be a depth setter because they're all identical, and I really can't see how that would enter into the formula. Let me set this guy here. Yeah, when you take a look at these pins, these are to prevent the pins from falling down too far. So that's why they're not actually counter-milled. Again, that does not enter into the picking formula. It didn't influence the outcome at all. I've never seen that before. All right, let's get this guy open. There's got to be some spools in here somewhere. Not in chamber 1, though. We got a standard pin. Or in chamber 2, another standard pin. Don't make a liar out of me. There he is. I knew that devil was in there somewhere. Oop. Nice looking spool. Very long spool. We got another standard. Got another nice looking spool. And we got another stand. So all we had in here were 2 spools, and everything else is standard. Looks like all the pins are identical. Stock. All stock, guys. No threading, no nothing in here. And that would be kind of hard to do with those plugs in there. In the core itself, we got nothing. All right, I think I've talked about this before. How does this work? These are the key control pins. These can come keyed up on the bottom any way, in any order. All the chambers, none of the chambers, or one of the chambers. It really doesn't matter. But each locksmith has a unique key that was only designed to fit that particular bitting. So if you put the wrong key in other words, you steal a key and try to make a bump key out of it, and it doesn't have the correct setting on the bottom, it will never work. Likewise, if you try to buy a key from a different locksmith, if he doesn't know what the bitting on the bottom is, then when you push the key in, it'll push one of those pins out into the cylinder. And you'll notice there's a groove there. So if you use the wrong key, it'll push one or more of those pins out into that groove. So even if you get the top pins picked, you can't rotate the core. It's just for key control. A lot of you guys have asked about that. We do not have to pick passive pins. Anyway, fellas, there you go. That is the Mauer from the Lockbuster in Bulgaria. 2 spools. Pretty much everything else is standard. Things going for this lock, tight tolerances, and those deep, long spools. Thanks, guys. Stay safe, stay legal. Lockbuster, thank you, sir, for the lock.